Within Chinese history, Taoism integrates many characteristics of the Chinese culture. One such characteristic is the practice of sacrifice. In ancient China, the emperor was believed to be the son of heaven. He would offer sacrifices to the deity of heaven in prayer for peace before significant events or after disasters occurred. The Chinese traditionally consecrate their ancestors, as filial piety is an important aspect of the culture. In the same way, Taoism adapted these traditions. In Taoism, there are two types of sacrifices. The word xiao means to sacrifice to heaven, and the word qi means to sacrifice to one's ancestors. Taoism emphasizes a balance or merge with nature as seen through what is offered as sacrifices. 12 items are offered as sacrifices, including flowers, tea, water, candles, and incense, among others. The practices of bowing and burning incense share the same meaning in Taoism and Buddhism, as both use these rituals to pay respects to their gods. Buddhism is one of the three main world religions. It was brought to China 2,000 years ago from India during the East Han Dynasty. On our visit to the Guangxiao Temple, a master taught us about the structure, function, and meaning of each of the temple buildings. The temple acts as the center of the Buddhist community and is believed to bring peace and stability to that community. Throughout all of China, and specifically through the practices of burning incense and bowing, 3 is a mystical number. Usually, 3 incense are offered at each altar, and bowing occurs in sets of 3. Smoke from the incense is believed to carry one's prayers to the gods, and bowing is practiced as a sign of respect to the gods.
Islam, founded in the 6th century in the Arabian Peninsula, first came to China in the early 700s through trade caravans that established more permanent settlements in the south of the country around Guangzhou. Muslims brought with them to China their unique architectural styles and religious rituals that characterize Islam throughout the world. Every large mosque makes use of a minaret and a prayer hall, at the very least, though many mosques contain many more buildings serving more advanced functions. The minaret is the tower where the muezzin calls the faithful to prayer 5 times a day, fully prostrate, pointed towards Mecca. The prayer hall is the building in which this prayer occurs. One will notice that, unlike in Christian architecture, there are no drawings or visual representations of the main holy figures of the Islamic tradition, especially Muhammad, due to the belief that images of people profane them. Thus, Islamic architecture features mainly designs and patterns. This particular mosque is notable for its fusion of Chinese Kung Fu into the function of the mosque itself, containing a courtyard in front of the prayer hall meant for the practice of Kung Fu.
Focusing on the Roman Catholic component of Christianity, we explored Catholic churches and their specific rituals. In regards to church structure, it is common to have an altar at the front of the church with the lector's podium to the side. The tabernacle, the place where the Eucharist is kept, is usually placed near the front of the church as well. Facing the altar are pews where the congregation sits, stands, or kneels depending on different times in the service. Statues and stained glass windows of different saints frequently adorn the walls of Catholic churches, such as the one featured here in the Cathedral of the Sacred Heart of Jesus in Guangzhou, China. The use of incense and of spiritual gesturing play a significant role in the Mass, and are both used to show respect and pay homage to God. Besides kneeling and bowing, other spiritual gestures include the sign of the cross, the use of holy water, and the crossing of oneself before the gospel is read.
I used to rule the world, seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the